Try that again with the mic not muted. Oh my god, we're back. Better than ever, RSG. Coming at you. It's Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock p.m. That means it's time to talk some Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm yours truly, Ranger J 1999 from Team Instinct. And of course, joining me on this journey is the cast and crew of people you know and love, with some exciting new people that you've been on here before that you know and love. So it's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun, talk about lots of crazy stuff. And of course, joining me on this journey, of course, the people that you know here every week, driving me batty, is of course the beardless one, the brown Gandalf himself, the prison riot, government Wi-Fi stealer himself, Mr. Grande Patron. Grande, what's going on, buddy? Grande? Did we lose Grande? Did I lose everybody? What's happening? Is everybody muted?
I'm here.
Yeah, I hear you, crazy. Grande! He must have died. The authorities have caught him finally. Well, screw Grande. He's ruined another stream. That's it, everybody. We're going home. It's all Grande's fault. I'm sick of this. I can't take this anymore. I'm tired. Okay, let's move on. So, you heard them both in there from the great stream that these two do. We've got Nukin and Crazy Excuses joining us again. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
We're doing awesome. Oh, Nukin. And then, of course, Crazy has informed us that she hasn't burnt any more chickens or herself, so that's I think that's a positive. And if
I'm
anybody,
still healing.
yes, I mean, did you actually get a scar from that?
And
Oh my god!
I can take a picture.
Do we want to see a picture of that grotesque burnt? No, we don't want to do it.
It's
All
not
right,
grotesque anymore. It's healing.
okay, that's good. Well, at least you can make up a story for how you got that. You know. I mean, people on the stream will know the truth, and the truth will be out there. But people that don't know you, that don't watch the stream, you're like, yeah, I was fighting a war, and I got me a little wound right here, and they'll believe it. They will. All right. Let's see who else we got. We got Mr. Sir Loki, the lightsaber builder himself, extraordinaire. Sir Loki, are you there? What is happening?
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I'm about to say there's a delay with Loki. Okay, okay. God. Like, what is happening? What's going on, bud?
I'm good, man. Just settling in. I just got out of the car and was running upstairs to jump on the stream. So I'm here and excited to talk about Star Wars: The Galaxy of Heroes.
That's right. And if people don't know, Loki has done it again. He built Finn, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, our own Dr. Finn, who is in the chat monitoring and trolling all you turds as we speak right now. So if you try to troll, he'll troll you back harder. But he has a new lightsaber. He tried to play it off like it wasn't a big deal, but he was in here earlier just going wee and swinging it around and making noises. So excellent job, Loki. Now, is there a video of that,
No problem.
that build for Finn up where people can see what you did?
Yeah, I had it unlisted for a while until it got to him, but on my channel, just click on my name or look up Sir Loki, and that's the first video on there, so you can see what I did for him.
Absolutely. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And of course, joining us from jolly old England, where he's sweating bullets because it's 9,000 degrees there and they don't believe in the concept of air conditioning. Mr. Smithy D, what's going on, sweaty bro?
Just sweating out, man. Just sweating out.
Well, you can view it like you're in a sauna. I mean, kind of, sort of, right? You know, you're sweating out the pounds, right? You're drinking lots of water, and it's just going right through you. I'm trying to be positive for you.
We've got one portable AC in the house, but that's on the kids at the minute. So
that's right.
I'll just stay with the kids overnight while they sleep.
That's right. Kids come first. Unless I was visiting, then I come first. So I just want to throw that out there. All right, did we get Grande back? Grande, are you there?
I'm sorry. I had a phone call right at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry.
No excuses, man. I mean, we're trying to do a live stream, and you're doing live stuff. What's going on there, man? Or just be honest. Was it the government agency that were they trying to hold you down? Were the authorities there? Were you making a run for it?
My wife, maybe it was my wife that was holding me down. I don't know, but whatever it was, the phone call was super important.
Yep.
But
okay.
I'm back. I'm back now, and kind of super excited about Sir Loki and that freaking lightsaber for Finn.
It's pimpalicious.
I can't tell you. I cannot tell you how exciting it is to go back and forth with Sir Loki because he has like 1,000 parts for these things. He
It's
must, because
ridiculous.
he's like,
Well, I
what-
just have
he's
this
like,
one
what-
learned. Yeah, he's like
yeah,
asking me all these
he's
questions.
like, he's like, yeah, he's like, which hilt looks better? And then he's like, which like sound card would work better for him? And then he's like, which color should it be? And I'm like,
what
and then
sound
he's
effects
like,
should I
these
put
little-
in there? You know,
you
he's
see little pictures of his workbench, right? You see
Yeah.
little pictures of his workbench.
it's
And
impressive.
his workbench is like got all other kinds of like lightsabers, and then over in the side there will be like a it's like a mad scientist warehouse. Anyway, it's cool to if anybody is not subscribed to Sir Loki and sees what he does with these lightsabers, it's just like going into the mad scientist workshop kind of thing. It's pretty cool. So,
Finn, he's
definitely
going
check that out.
Oh God, Finn's in the channel trolling already. Look at him, whoosh
And
whoosh.
then we have a RSG VIPer who is putting out some videos.
Okay, go
He's
for
got
it.
one video. He's got one video out today that he wanted me to give a little shout out about. And
Sure.
That's Turbs.
Oh yes, our good friend
He did
Turbs.
Yep. So he did the Infinite Loop Kenobi Sync team, and he put out a video about that. And so if anybody wants to go kind of support the community, that would be a
Yes.
great person for you to check out for sure. Is Turbs.
Absolutely.
Great guy. Another Englishman like.
Well,
Smithy.
we won't hold that against him. So, I mean, it's not his fault that
We
both
won't.
him and
We
Smithy are
definitely will
both
not hold that
English.
against.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that. We're not those kind of people here. So let's do like we do with every show. Let's begin by doing all the shout outs for everybody that's in the channel. Oh my God, we got a lot of people in the channel. All right, this may take a minute, so let's go through here. We've got Bimatsu and Grim. New person. We got Bad Rongo. Who's that? Someone making noise? Okay. I don't know. I heard some kind of noise. I thought someone had jumped in the channel. Oh well. Threw me off my game. Bad Rongo, KP67s, Trollfinity, of course, Cybershark, Knights Templar. We've got Hadouken from the Republic. Let's see who else we got here. Eric S is in the channel. Loki, of course. Hiro Kumata is here. Fave Man, Shadowvale, our boy Shadowvale. You will be on the stream one day, my friend. You keep running, but I'm gonna catch your monkey ass. That Erickson, Good Old Murray's, our boy Good Old Murray's. I think I said Eric S already, but I'll say it again. Fatal 1TYV2. Okay, nice name. Turbs is here. So we're glad to have him here. Who else? Kuzman the Legend. Ben Lazarus. Crazy Excuses. She's in the chat. Having fun with everybody. Ewakin, our good friend Ewakin, your ass will be on the stream too, my friend. You keep running. Captain Blackbeard. Yeah, I did too. He keeps avoiding us. Captain Blackbeard. Arr. Let's see. Lucas T. Let me see. Freedom. That's a cool way of spelling it. Welcome. That's a new name I haven't seen before. Oh, God. Our good friend ShyBear326. Lions Pip Ghost. Our boy Luke Thyrocker. Cytrox99. I hope I'm saying that right. Nero the Troll. Nero, you better be careful. Finn will be coming for you. God, here goes Finn. Look what you've done. It's just ridiculous.
Whee!
I thought he was gonna come on and do some bubble popping with the bubble.
Don't give him ideas. We have to keep him in the corner of the room and keep him preoccupied. Don't say that. Tony Richards, Corey Del Meyer. Am I missing anybody I missed so far? I think that's Rohan Fegdi. Can't say that name. Saladin Abdullah. And I think that's pretty much most people. Chrome Cobra. Glad to see Victor Anetta's here. Baylor. That Erickson. I think that's it for now. Okay. Fatality versus V2 Ranger. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Well, I mean, you guys put your weird names and stuff, and it's like, I do the best I can. So, all right, so that's all the introductions. We got a lot of people in the chat, so as we're discussing things, throw your ideas in there. If you've got questions, put them in there. Finn will get to you. Also, remember, we've got the Super Chat. The Super Chat function is where you can donate directly for us if you like the content that you see. Of course, give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and support all these great people that are here on their own time or on their own dime, to bring you guys great content. So support them as well. But the super chat function allows you to donate to us directly. We also have the donate button on the homepage of YouTube. So if you'd like to give money to keep us getting better stuff and better visuals and all the other stuff that comes with doing this stream, by all means, please do. And you get your name highlighted, and you get to join. If you give $20, you get to join the VIP section, which means you get direct access to us. That
we have
being
a
said,
VIP lounge, and
We do.
there's cigars in there.
that's right.
by the
I
way.
actually, Loki will send you cigars. I just made that up. He doesn't send you cigars.
For a nominal
I mean,
fee.
yeah, for a nominal fee. Your first male born a child. Oh God. All right, so Grande. We've got the cast and crew.
So,
We've done our introductions.
Fir-
Let's,
First thing we have
let's
to
roll.
talk about is Google Play issues and the double drops that were previously planned for 6/12 through 6/13. There was a little, I guess, kind of a post on Reddit and where I guess they had pushed an advert on Place, and everybody was thinking, oh, maybe we're going to get double drops again. Apparently, September, or excuse me, the June 22nd through June 30th was the original time, and that never got changed. And I guess they tried to fix that, and then excuse me, the game was off of Google Play for a little bit. Did anybody experience any problems with that? I mean, I heard about it, but it didn't really affect me any. Did anybody on the panel, did that affect you?
No,
I use Android and I wasn't affected at all.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Anybody on the panel affected at all?
I'm an iOS user, so no.
So Android
Yeah.
or iOS, so was not affected. Holy moly! Blake Ward just gave us $25. Thank you, Mr.
Nice.
Blake Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Blake Ward. We
Thank
appreciate that very
you.
much.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is awesome. Thank you so much. Now, I think the controversy of that was what happened to the double drops then. It's like, I mean, it did say from the 22nd to the 30th.
I think we're done with double drops. Just saying.
Well, I know, but if they're
Um,
going to have something saying there was going to be double drops from the 22nd to the 30th, what happened?
they're not coming. We're not getting double drops. Then we already got double drops.
We need more
So we're
double
done- we're done with
drops,
double
damn
drops.
it.
Look, man. I'd take double drops once a month. I just don't think we're getting them.
I know, but I'm saying,
So.
what do you think happened there? I mean, does anybody have an idea?
So one of the devs said that originally that 22nd through the 30th was the original plan for the double drops for the Phoenix characters, but that a lot of that got moved up based on some other parameters, and I guess that just never got pushed correctly to Google Play. They wanted to take that down, re-push it, and in the process of doing that, they actually lost Star Wars Galaxy Heroes on Google Play for, I guess, a few hours, maybe something like that.
So the double drops were supposed to be what, 8 days, and then they cut it down to 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds
your guess
sensible.
is as good as mine. You got a lot of, I guess, who knows? Who knows?
I'm trying to logically.
Left hand wasn't
decipher.
talking to the right hand on that one. I guess.
I think that that Grand Admiral Thrawn was probably supposed to be coming out at the very end of the month,
Right.
and we were supposed to have longer than 3 days of double drops, but someone up in Seed Capital Games probably disagreed with that, and they decided to change it by breaking the Phoenix character cadence, pushing it up earlier, reducing it down to 3 days, and forcing us to farm Grand Admiral Thrawn, basically with our heads cut off, just trying to do everything really quickly. So it's pretty obvious that it was more of a pay-to-play event versus a skilled event, even though we we did see a lot of the community able to beat the event with Gear 8 characters and not God tier mods. So kudos to those players that were able to do that. But yeah, it's definitely kind of embarrassing that they let that slide. We got to actually see probably how they ended up planning the event and changed their minds in the last minute.
Yeah, it's really strange. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, it seemed like this. It kind of makes sense that all this feels last minute because it looks like it was last minute from what they had previously planned. So now it's like, because the stuff for Thrawn came out of nowhere, which is really shocking because the characters that you're planning to do with Thrawn and everything. It felt rushed, and it looks like it was rushed. Am I misinterpreting this at all, or what do you guys think?
I mean, another way to look at it would be that Phoenix weren't originally intended to be the characters used to unlock Grand Admiral Thrawn through the Legendary event, and that this double drop had nothing to do. The planned double drop had nothing to do with Thrawn, and maybe there was another faction involved too. We can't really know because they're not going to share information like that with us, but
good old Maury.
They probably were expecting
$6.83. Don't ask me why don't know why it's $6.83, but that's awesome. We definitely appreciate our $6.83. I guess.
Does anybody know why?
I don't know why. I'm sure he'll say it in a little bit. Why it's $6.83, but for whatever reason, it's $6.83.
What a random number!
That is an awesome number.
I'd like to give you guys. I want to give you $7.20. Nah, let's do a $6.83. I don't want to go.
That's probably tax. He calculated. He wanted to give us $5, but he forgot about the tax. So he's like, I know you're gonna have to fill out a 10, like an I-9 or something or a W-2 on this thing. So here you go. That way you actually get a full $5, buddy. By the way, I am sharing my screen and I am posting something mildly interesting. By the way, in case anyone's interested while we're doing everything.
Not yet, Grande. Not yet.
I won't. It's just sitting there hanging out whenever you're ready.
You're running the show notes, man. It's whenever you're ready, fool.
I'm running the show notes right now. I'm just saying I got this thing just sitting there. So
so far we've made $31.83.
Nice. I'm excited. Let me tell you, that's so awesome. If we're done with the drops, the next item here is Ye Ol Meta Reporte.
Oh, let's go to the Ye Ol Meta Reporte. Brought to you by Wells Fargo, Adult Diapers.
All I gotta say is a bunch of people after the Thrawn event, they owe me money. That's all I'm saying.
Please explain, Grande.
Because I think everybody took out. I think a bunch of people took out loans from Wells Fargo in order to make sure that that they were able to get 6-star and 7-star Thrawns, and I think that's part of what happened, and so that's why I'm saying that everybody probably owes me a little bit to because not only am I the founding member of Wells Fargo, but I'm also the president.
That's right. You're also a client,
and I am a client as well. So
that's where you keep all your prison money.
It is oh, dude, you got it. That's where you got to keep your prison money. You got
right. It's offshore.
That's right. So, so on the meta report, bro, the meta report has not changed a bunch.
No.
I mean, we kind of all know what this was going to say before we even got in there.
Thrawn didn't change anything.
I don't see a lot of Thrawn up there. I know that Nukin made a video about finally talking about Fulcrum Ahsoka. Fulcrum Ahsoka is not, while she is part of some rank 1 teams, she makes up a very small minority. Let's call it around 10% or so of those teams. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. If anything, a triple cleanse annihilate, which
the hell is going on? I'm not reading the
Triple
chat, but
T.
also so just don't.
I know.
Eric has just donated $1.26.
$1.26.
What? Bimatsu 517. What in the hell is going on in chat?
517. That's awesome.
I mean, that would have evened us out. Thank you, Bimatsu. Yeah, he's bought their CD, but because Eric gave $1.26, it's now off again. I don't know what's happening. It's like the chat's fighting to get the number even now. What the hell is going on? God. Continue, Grodek.
Oh man. So not seeing a bunch of change. In fact, if anything, it's almost solidifying what the arena team is for a lot of people.
Pretty much.
You seem to be you know, most of these characters are now free to play. You don't have to run a Zeta on these characters to be successful. You don't have to run super OP mods on this team to be successful. The next couple of teams down is going to be that exact same team, only instead of GK, it's R2. R2 serves a similar purpose. Then we get into some of these Jedi teams, and then some Wedge led teams. You know, so we have a slight bit of variation, but most stuff didn't change very much.
No, it hasn't. Anybody?
And I'm not sure. I've played up against some new teams, and while we're talking about arena a little bit, I have played up against some really cool new teams. If I go look at the new teams I've played up against that are running Thrawn in the lineup, some of these teams are pretty sweet. So, for example, I'm running up against, and I'm showing SWGOH now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a guy in my arena who is running a 6-star Thrawn lead with Nihilus, GK, Death Trooper, and he's running Short Trooper. And that team is pretty cool. It works really well, much better than I thought it would. And that seems, I mean, he's running quite a bit of speed on some of these characters, but it's a new puzzle to kind of figure out. So hopefully we start seeing some of these new puzzles in arena.
Are we going to though with Thrawn? I mean, I just as far as
the problem is
sucks
not
on AI.
I mean, he does suck on AI. Effectively, you're using him. You know, I know how he uses him on because I talked to him a bunch. I know how he uses him on offense. Basically, he's using Thrawn to basically stop Chirrut Bays, and that's really what's working for him, is that he's using that to stop Chirrut Bays, because you can basically fracture Bays right off the bat, and so that helps out. So it's a control team, right? So effectively, what you've got one toon fractured. You've done an AOE cooldown increase with Nihilus. You've done an AOE cooldown increase with Death Trooper potentially, and so now you've got everybody is basically down to using basics. That was like a little bit too much basic, but everybody's that. Then you have a healer, you have a cleanser, and you have a taunt. So you know what, and you're using Death Trooper and Nihilus as your team to make it happen. I think it works out. Well. And potentially we could see that. It's just poor Thrawn is a really hard to gear character.
Yes, he is. My God,
he's really hard to gear. So it's going to take a lot of Carbantes. It's going to take a lot of stun guns. It's a big investment after a bunch of us already owe quite a bit to Wells Fargo.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. You know what I'm curious about? I mean, does anybody else want to say anything about the meta report before I go ask Crazy how she's doing in PvP? Because I think everyone's dying to know.
I think the meta hasn't really changed too much.
Not really.
No. Oh, Corey Delmer, thank you, $5. I think
Corey, appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we're still uneven, but that's okay. We'll take it. I'm glad it wasn't like 227 or something crazy.
I will say something on Thrawn. I think that the devs are aware that his AI is kind of lacking in some areas, and I think they might be tweaking it in the future, but we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. I also believe that no matter how bad his AI is, he's going to be a character that you might want to end up gearing up because as they release more powerful characters, if there are more Fulcrum Ahsoka, Darth Nihilus styled characters, or characters like Chirrut and Baze that have great synergy with Taunt, then you're going to use Thrawn on offense at least to counter those heroes. But so far, you know, I should say Thrawn is more of a raid character at the moment than in an arena. But he should be a good character that you should gear up eventually. But the nice thing is you don't need to gear him up super fast because to use him in the raids, he doesn't have to be maxed out.
I agree, 1,000%. Loki, Smith, anything you want to throw in? Okay. Loki? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay. Miss Crazy. The world waits on... Hi. The world is waiting on bated breath to know 2 facts. How are you doing in PvP? And how was the chicken? That's what everyone wants to know.
So PvP, I'm doing well. I am sitting at 33 right now with 1 attack left, and my resets in about an hour and a half. I finished above 20 for my first time ever.
Yay!
That was very exciting. I can finish above 50 every single day. It takes a good amount of work to get above 20. I can do it on offense, but my defense doesn't hold. So it's always me running out of attacks. It's not me losing attacks. So it's just whether I time everything correctly and do a refresh.
Okay.
But it's going well.
So refresh everybody on what team you're running right now.
I'm running a Rex lead with Kenobi, Nihilus, Xylo, and Sunfac.
Very nice. So we need to get... Who did we want to replace Grande? Did he... Where did he...
I'm here.
Who did we want to replace Sunfac with? Who was she supposed to be working on?
So
there wasn't a plan.
There wasn't really a plan right now, but I will tell you that at some point we had talked about potentially she needed to farm Baze. That was the big deal. So potentially we're looking at taking Sunfac out for Baze.
Yeah. Have you been working on Baze?
We can get an AoE dispel.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I have been working on Baze. He's not unlocked yet, but I'm slowly farming him.
It's a slow farm.
I haven't been refreshing his node, but maybe I should.
Well, it's no rush. I mean, it seems like you're doing pretty well. So, all right. So everybody in the chat, you've been updated. Oh, Bad Rongo, thank you. $20.27.
It's a thing now.
Make sure you keep donating odd numbers. Only odd numbers.
Oh, hey! I just got an Omega from the bonus tier of the Flash events. So it is possible. It's my second one.
How many tries did that take you?
I've done it twice, and I've missed a bunch of Flash events. Who knows? I don't know. It happens.
It does happen. And then the other thing crazy is, tell us about the chicken.
It was delicious. And the skin was delicious. And
you lost some skin in the process, too.
I did. I burned myself, and I got a blister. And it's still healing.
So far, we've had 2 wonderful things happen on this stream. I peed my pants because of Crazy, and Crazy burnt her fingers off. So, there's first for everything. So... okay, so I think we've covered the meta. Everyone got an update on the chicken.
Yep.
And
next item
is
our video that we did.
Oh yes,
which has gotten quite a few views. Called "I Did My 600."
Yes, if you haven't seen it, we're going to play it now. But this is actually part of a campaign which Grande will get into in a second once we show the video. So everybody, mute your mics. Let's get ready to watch it. So I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
Are you sick and tired of having this happen to you?
Hey, it looks like you didn't do your 600.
But I did my 600.
I did my 600.
I did my 600.
Then join the community as we try to get this long-time bug fixed. Click the link in the video description to join the community request. So next time you have to utter those words, say it with pride.
I did my 600.
I did my 600.
I did my 600.
I did my 600.
I did my 600, and now the guild management screen shows it too.
Brought to you by people who care about this game.
And we're back. So, if you haven't, Karani, why don't you tell the folks? And Eric S. donated $1.12. 12 cents. And the chat explodes.
That's awesome.
That's not an odd number.
It's not,
What are you doing?
well, it's not. Well, wait a minute now.
Well, if we carry the
It's
3,
it's got a decimal point.
multiply
Yeah.
it by a factor of 4. Wait a minute. Damn it!
Leroy Jenkins. Oh, sorry. So yeah. So the big thing about I did my 600 is multiple times that they're gonna and you could go to it on your screen right now, Ranger. For people who don't understand, is if you daily under the manage tab and you go to the raid tickets daily, sometimes it'll show you at 600 and sometimes it won't. If you scroll all the way down here to the bottom, for example, my guild's getting ready to have a reset at 30K, but you come over here to the manage screen and you go to the bottom, and one dude, it shows he only did 60. I know he did his 600, but it shows it that way. That the developers need to fix that screen so that it tracks accurately. And I know there's a bunch of ways around it. There's ways around it with a spreadsheet by tracking the lifetime. There's ways around it by asking your guild members to wait like 15, 20 minutes to an hour before they spend energy after their reset. But if you're going to have this screen, it should work properly. And we've been told multiple times that this is going to work properly, and it just hasn't, and it needs to. And so a bunch of us got together. We're kind of in a collective group, and we've got a petition up. I mean, that's not a petition. Community request, I think is how they say it on the forums, that says that we would like to have this item finally fixed. And they've mentioned multiple times that they are going to fix it. We'd like to finally see that item get fixed. Nobody started playing SWGOH, so that Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, so that every day at 7:30 they can open up their laptop and get on a Google spreadsheet and type numbers into a Google spreadsheet to figure out who it is, or to go through and look at screenshots if you're a screenshot guild that does the Mac 600. Those are all items that we really want to kind of move away from. If you're going to have this screen, it needs to be there. So it's on Twitter. It's hashtag I did my 600, either to EA or to EA Jesse or CG Kazaspoon, one of those people, or on Reddit. And the big one is we're trying to get everybody to sign the request. I say that with large quotation marks that we have on the official forums. And finally get that item fixed. We think it's a great item that is good, that would help out free-to-play guilds. It would help out pay-to-play guilds. It would help out everybody in the middle. So that's one of those things that I think every player, it's like a quality of life issue for all officers. Yeah. That we would like to see. Anybody, and I appreciate a lot of you guys. I appreciate Smithy for helping us with that video and for doing his part, and I appreciate Urban Blaster, and then I know you guys on the on your podcast, for the Republic, the SWGOH In-Depth podcast, you guys actually mentioned it as well, and we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, we did. If you guys don't know, there's a forum post that you can sign. Maybe we can link it in the chat. I don't think I have permissions to do that.
I can
just write you just write signed. You don't put your actual signature. And then there was actually a poll connected to that, and they asked, do you want the devs to fix the daily raid ticket counter? And it was 98% yes. And I think there was 2 votes for no, but I think those were just trolls. So I think the community is all on the same page that they would like the 600 daily counter to finally be on the podcast. I think the devs or a mod was aware of it, and then they passed it on to the devs. So they know about the community grassroots effort to get the 600 thing fixed.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody here, I think, is in some way supported
I don't
the
think
petition.
anybody posted it in chat. I'm copying it right now. I'm going to post it right now into our live stream chat, guys, to put that in the show notes. And actually, you can get there on the show notes already. You see it in the bottom of the show notes.
There you
So
go.
that is already there. The I did my 600
did my
video
600.
hashtag I did my 600. So if you're gonna kind of put that out on social media, let's try to do that there.
Let's do it.
That the next agenda is content, or maybe lack thereof, and kind of how we want to discuss that. So Ranger, I don't know how you kind of wanted to bring up that subject. What your thoughts were on new content?
Well,
or loud it. We did get on the forums where they did it today at around noon. I think they added a few things. They added the assault battles. And then they added the droid smuggling events. They added those in there to that post, the event information post. We got added to that post.
So, I mean, I'm going to open up. I want to hear everybody's thoughts about this. We haven't had new content in a while. Now, yeah, they gave us an update of content coming out, but it's the same old content. And then they said wait till next month. Wait for what? Because I don't
know. Next month's only 9 days away, right?
Yeah.
But it was redacted, right? I mean, that's what they put on the little calendar.
So redacted was Thrawn. I mean, that's effectively what we found out.
Is the double drop that was supposed to happen for Android, right? So
I don't know. Like I said, I'd rather look. Actually, talking on their own forums and actually talking in Reddit. Whenever we asked for more communication and we got more communication, even if it's wrong, we can't really get too upset about it. You know? If they're going to tell us stuff more often, then they're going to be wrong. That's my thoughts on it. I don't know. I mean, I've slept. So I was angry last week. Mother and my wife know if I sleep, all of a sudden I'm not angry at anybody anymore.
Right.
So I'm not quite as upset or angry as I was before. I do feel like Thrawn to kind of stretch some people a little bit. It seems like you get him free to play at 5-star really easily. You could get him at 6-star free to play really easily. So I'm a little bit about that. I wish that we got I wish. It doesn't take a very intelligent person to throw up animated GIFs on the forums. And so I'd like it if we got maybe more substantive from the official community, from the official posters, whether it's on Reddit or whether it's on the official forums. An animated GIF, good, I guess. As far as giving the information.
Well, I think updating us on game stuff is fine, right? But the thing that was part of my rant last week was, to tease the game would be in your best interest, right? To give hints about, and not telling us what it is, but give us hints of what's coming down the line. It kind of gets us salivating a little bit. We talk about it on the stream of what it will be, that's always a good thing. I think the thing is with the forums and Reddit and stuff, yeah, that's great. That's one form of communication, but they need to pick, I don't care who they pick, but create your own stream. It's not, where you just get in, pick one day a week, where you get on for 30 minutes or an hour and just say, hey, this is what's going on, and actually engage the community a little bit, I think would go a long way for them. Because I think having that face-to-face, real-time interaction is the one thing that they're missing. I mean, the forums only go so far on both Reddit and the forums. So, there's a lot of back and forth there. Things get misconstrued. And I think if they were to actually say things and tease things and get on a stream and talk about things, that would help them a lot better. But, Smithy, what are your thoughts about it? But, the biggest issue is we still don't have new content. And I don't know what their definition of
Bottom
new content
line.
is, we're running out of things to do. I mean, farming characters is boring. I'm sorry. Doing the same thing over and over again is the definition of insanity, and we keep doing it. And, we need some new content. Ships they launched ships. They gave us some ships that unless you were pay to play, you really can't do anything with. Haven't updated ships in a long time. We haven't had any other content. We've been in the same raid for a while now. I don't know. It just seems like madness. Smithy D, what are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, we definitely need some new content because, again, I'll probably say it every week it's stale.
Yeah.
But Rivals looks pretty good. Like if you want to play something for some new content, and Battlefront's out in November as well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends on what CG can do from now to November.
Yeah, they've got some games coming down the pipe that are gonna.
That's it, exactly.
Because I think CG needs to realize we're Star Wars fans first. That's why we love playing Star Wars games, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the game that gives us the most bang for our buck. That's going to keep us the most entertained. And
we need to step up the game.
And of course we all like the new shiny thing, but if it's good, you're going to lose your audience to that unless you come up with something, extraordinary that is going to keep people still playing this game to where they're like, and I'll play both games, or they won't divide their time between this and that. Loki, we haven't heard from you in a while. What are your thoughts on this, sir?
I agree with the panel. I think we need, I don't think we need like content, but it's like we need like a new game mode to I guess tie us over while they release new content in the middle of this new game mode, because I feel like they keep giving us all these updates and reworks, but to me it's just not enough. I mean, we need like a game mode.
Yeah,
it's really what I'm waiting for, because they can shove more characters at us and more ships at us and stuff like that, but it's not satisfying anymore for me, because it's the same stuff. It's just a new character or a new ship. So
yeah, and
I would say new game
mode
mode
as well. It's got to be good.
Yeah, it's got to be good. It definitely has to be good. Nukin, what are your thoughts, sir? I mean, you're a newer player, so I mean, we're us old crusty veterans from November 2015. Yeah, newer player perspective.
I don't know what player is, but I have been playing for almost a year now. So I think the new game mode seems interesting, and I think that there was a issue with the new game mode and why we don't have it out here now. I think that it was being tested, was had some bugs, or it wasn't balanced correctly, and they probably are pushing it back. Now, if you remember, the tank raid and the whole August meme came from them, or at least a month, them overshooting it, and then I think it came out in October. I think they're trying to not repeat, especially since August is coming up.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they haven't really given us a date. I agree that their communication could definitely be improved, and they're like on and off. There's times where they're really communicating with the community, really well, and they're updating us almost every week, and things are exciting. And then they have these dark periods, and I think what happens is there's inside the company, there's people that want to take the game in one direction, and there's people that want to take it into another direction, and they are just conflicting with one another. And then we have this seesaw motion where they're just stuck, and then all of a sudden something just all of a sudden we're surprised with this new thing that we weren't even really, informed about. But we know that a new raid isn't coming in the near future. We know it's a new game mode. I hope it's exciting. I actually would prefer a new raid over a new game mode at the moment, because we only have 2 raids. And for a game that was really, with guilds that were actually built around raids, I feel like we should have at least a 3rd raid before a new game mode. I'm actually surprised that we even got ships before a 3rd raid. So hopefully the new game mode it's exciting, and it isn't another play type event like the Thrawn, because the community is kind of a little bit down about that. Like even the people that got 7-star Thrawn are a little bit bittersweet about it. Like I didn't enjoy farming Phoenix Rebel Scum in the period of like a week. And I got my Thrawn, and I'm excited about that. But I think that the new game mode needs to be really solid, and that might be one of the reasons why it's not out yet.
Yeah. Crazy, you're a newer player. What are your thoughts, Madam?
What?
You know that, right? She's the oldest one in the room, but we're gonna call her a new player.
Daka, because she started on the first week.
Oh well, then I stand corrected. You're an older player, Crazy. So, are you crusty like me and Grande, or you still excited, or what are your thoughts about everything?
I agree that I'm very sick of getting new characters, especially being free to play. Like you just see these new characters come, and it's like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, cool. Like even Fulcrum Ahsoka, whereas she's like one of my favorite characters, and I was like, yes, I don't care. I'm gearing her. I haven't even gotten to her. So, new characters as badly as I want Jedi Luke, desperately need new game content. Even like Galactic War has even like gotten so stale. Like that you just kind of have the 2 arenas past that, and even those kind of feel like a chore sometimes. I'm a little bit hesitant though, because the tank raid, I really enjoy it, and now it's fine, but I think it was actually like a really horrible thing because it was guild shattering. It broke my guild. It ended up nicely because I ended up in the Republic, which is like the best thing that ever happened to me in this game and probably prevented me from leaving the game. But it did break up my guild, and I think it broke up a lot of guilds. So raids are hard because it's not only that you need to gear them, but they have to be 7-star.
Yeah.
So a new raid would be fun, but I would be really, really worried about it. A new game node would be so much fun. I mean, I've been thinking, like, I've been wanting to record more and more videos to record at this point. Everything's kind of been recorded, and when there's a new character, everyone's talking about the new character, but it's just...
Speak your mind, sister.
I get it. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to kind of, and the guy's in chat right now, it's Nero the Troll. Nero the Troll made a video, I think he posted it like last week, and it's a really cool video, and in his video, Nero's I'm just going to give you the kind of the title to his video because I think it's kind of cool. He basically it basically says here he goes, Galactic Rant number 1, beating repetition fatigue, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. He has some like 5 ideas on how to make content non-repetitive. And he basically equates it to, I mean, watch his video. It's really cool. But he basically says it's kind of like an assembly line worker. And so how does an assembly line worker make it not repetitive? And he does a really good idea, about that. So,
but is stuff
I think that's
stuff he's suggesting that CG do, or is it stuff that he's doing himself?
It's just stuff he does himself. So,
see, that's the thing that bothers me. I mean, I think that's fantastic that he's come up with that stuff, but this is a game that shouldn't. It's a game. We should.
Yep.
It's up to the developers and stuff to put out the content that keeps it exciting and fresh, so we don't feel like it's repetitive. You know. But kudos to him. Please check out the video and stuff. But I really think the devs need to, I hope they listen to our these streams and they listen to the ideas. I mean, this is what the community's saying. It's not like we just make this stuff up. I mean, we talk to them all the time. They send us messages. We have open chats and dialogue with them, and it's like, this is the stuff that we're saying is the same complaints that they have and the same things that they would like to see. So, I mean, it's devs, please listen. I don't know what more to say.
The other
Go ahead, crazy.
thing I think about the what everyone was saying about the lack of communication with the community. Before that happens, there needs to be communication within. And judging from what happened with the release of Thrawn, it sounds like that may not be the case.
Yeah, I don't know how
there isn't an agreement within the company. Everyone's kind of on different pages. That we were supposed to have kind of didn't even happen, and it was the last second decision.
I mean,
we don't even really know what happened.
Yeah, we never got an explanation. Now you went to EA Play, right? Crazy
did, yeah.
So tell us your experience.
She and Sir Loki both got the whole vault of crystals.
Yes. We don't talk about that, but Loki last week kind of talked about his experience and stuff. I mean, what was your experience like there? It's specifically.
Oh, I had a lot of fun.
Okay, with the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes stuff.
Yeah. Well, as you saw in my video, I had a lot of fun with the iPads with unlimited resources.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Just go watch.
But it was cool getting to meet the game changers and getting to meet some of the devs. They were very friendly, very interested to get to know each other. And one of my favorite things was seeing how these people put together their YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
So much work, and I'm sure you guys know putting together your stream. There's so much work, and there's this really steep learning curve.
Yes, we went through
videos. Major props to everyone that creates that fantastic content. So that was really cool to see. I got to see Mist. Apparently he edits all of his videos on his phone.
Yeah,
so I was watching him do that.
I edit all my videos on my phone.
Crazy. So I got to watch that. That was really cool.
On the go, I edit everything on my phone. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I do too. It's just easier. That's why I was talking to Smithy. Smithy was like, how come you never tag your or you put the right category on your YouTube videos? I go, I don't think he can do it on YouTube mobile. So
you can do it, but you have to upload from a certain you can't upload from YouTube Capture natively through the iOS. That's the only way I know how to tag, how to put tags and stuff. If you there is a way to do it if you could, and also too there is a way where you can actually log on to YouTube. This is getting, but there's a way to log into YouTube through your browser and not go to the mobile version and go to the full version. Just so you know.
Request desktop site.
Yep.
All right.
And now you know.
And knowing's half the battle.
Look, man, are we gonna finally do your freaking Thrawn event before this thing expires while we're sitting here chatting?
I got 6 hours. What's the rush?
That's what we need to do now. Is it's about that time for us to actually do some gameplay. I mean, look, you are a very beautiful person, and I get super excited every time I see you.
That's not your fault.
But let's throw some gameplay.
Okay, if I can get the damn thing to work. That's the thing about this. It's been really buggy lately. I may have to look into it. All right, so we're gonna go for a 6-star Thrawn. I'm gonna let. So for the team, we want to go with. I was told to go with. Well, I don't know why it does this. It keeps putting Keenan as my leader. It's so weird. We'll have Hera as the leader, and we're gonna go with Ezra, Keenan, Chopper. We're not gonna go with Sabine, and we're going to go with. If I can get the damn thing to work, I need to level him real quick. Zeb. So let me level him real quick, and then kind of break down. Now you did this already, Grandi. What were some of the keys to your success for doing this event?
So Nukin, I'm going to tell you a couple things. I have to give a big shout out to Nukin. Nukin helped me before he was ready, and then when he was ready last night, I helped him, which was kind of a weird twist of events. But and then so did good old Maurice. There's a lot of guys. Darth Bella has also given me a lot of. Darth Bella had 7-star Thrawn before me. There's a bunch of people giving advice. I definitely think that if you can, Chopper is better than Sabine for this event, even though we don't normally think of it that way. I also think quite as important, but for 7-star, definitely you need to have some better mods. I subscribed to faster is better, so I ended up with speed sets, I think, on everyone except Kanan. And I definitely ended up with speed arrows, 30 speed arrows on everyone. And then I ended up with, I think, protection primaries all the way around with crit damage secondaries and speed secondaries and speed secondaries, and then a crit damage triangle on Ezra and Sabine. And I think that was about how I made that. How you get into the event, there is a way where you can use their abilities where you can only get hit maybe 5 or 6 times in phases 1, 2, and 3. And then whenever you get to phase 4, the big thing it seems like is that you need to get the event buff off of the 2 death troopers first, even if you can't kill them. So you want to remove the taunt off of the stormtrooper, get the event buffs off. By that point, the stormtrooper's taunting again. You want to remove his taunt again and then go back to the death trooper. At least that seemed to work for me. You also want to make sure that Fracture goes on Kanan. That seems to be your best, the best way it works.
On Kanan?
For the most part. But,
what do you mean Thrawn?
But yeah, so that's my advice. I'm sure that there's others, but that's the advice I have.
All right. So we're going to do this. So we're going to go into battle. Let's see here. So I haven't really attempted the 6-star at all. So as we do this, this will be interesting. But we've got the panel to guide me through, and I'll probably save me from doing stupid decisions.
Nukin actually did it most recently. Nukin, do you have anything else that you would add to that?
Yeah, so I did it last night. I had to wait till midnight because I needed some extra Galactic War Zeb shards, and it took me about 2 hours of tries to get tier 7 down with 3 out of 5 characters being gear 8. And what I noticed is you're going to end up losing a character or two, even with reviving some people with Hera's backup plan. But if Zeb is one of those characters that ends up dying, I couldn't complete the event because his daze and stun and stagger was the key to taking down Thrawn. So it's okay if Kanan or Chopper dies, but if Zeb ends up getting knocked out, you may want to just save yourself the trouble if you don't have a lot of time on your hands. It sounds like you have 6 hours, so if Zeb dies, you might want to just retreat. I noticed that if you autoed go to the first, second, and third encounters and get to the final encounter with relatively high protection, that saved myself some time as well. And if you need, I think Omegas are probably less valuable than gear, so consider Omegaing Hera's lead, Kanan's unique, and Zeb's unique.
Okay.
And that will help you out. And I was just calling Zeb to assist like left and right.
Yep.
With Ezra, with Hera, just like nonstop, just get them dazed and stunned, and that helped a lot.
For example, in this first tier where you want to go after that Stormtrooper commander rather than the Stormtroopers first. You could potentially kill the commander and then he won't heal.
Mm-hmm. And I took out the TIE fighter pilots and the Death Troopers first.
I agreed in phase 2 and phase 3. I totally agree with that as well.
All right, so I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see this. All right, so Ezra's
we got it.
You can see it. You guys see my screen?
Okay, Ezra's up.
So I want to do my assist with Ezra, and this is for the players out there too. So Ezra, I want to use this assist with who? Zeb?
Yeah.
All right. We want to get the commander. No, the lag is real. Oh God. All right. They all
These first
taunted.
couple of battles, you can just pretty much go. You're trying to get to the commander when you can, but they're going to do that. So now just pick one and start hitting.
Should I taunt with chop or just use his basic?
You can just make sure that when you get to around the third encounter that you're switching to more basic attacks because you want to start the final encounter with none of your abilities off cooldown.
Totally,
you want
totally
all
agree with that. Yeah, so you can use specials for the first 2 rounds and about to a quarter of the third round.
Okay. Now Zeb, who do I want to? I want to use his what ability? Just his protection up.
I know I'd use that the second special right there. That's the one. The first special where he does days. You could do that. Just it almost doesn't matter in his first round quite so much. But yeah, you can run that. The staggering sweep is what you're going to be using for a lot as well because that's what's going to remove event bonuses. But you don't have to do it.
And then with Hera,
You can just kind of power through this first one.
All right, so I shouldn't be using any specials or anything on this first one. Just use their basics.
You don't. Okay, so you can use this call and assist on Hera. Don't use the backup plan until the final encounter.
All right. So who should I use here? Probably Ezra.
You could use it on Ezra. Yeah, that'd work.
Ezra's your main damage dealer on this team. Chopper, you can call him to assist towards maybe the end of the second encounter to try to, if you're a little bit behind on your turn cooldowns, because you do want to start the final encounter. He's ready to go.
All right, now with Kanan,
and he has a chance to reduce the cooldowns.
You can just do basics on Kanan. I mean, that's what I did. Kanan's there just to be a meat bag in P4.
Okay.
At least that's my opinion of him. He doesn't seem to do very much damage. If you're going to use that dispel, use it on one of the stormtroopers that's full.
Right.
That's what I know because you'll do more. You won't like waste any damage. And you remove a taunt off of a full one, and then go back to that dazed one. And then that dazed one, you can run a basic or you can run stagger on. There you go. You kind of want to kill him before that dang stormtrooper commander has a chance to do to do a heal.
Yeah,
because he does a heal. So it's better to kill one than it is to leave one just kind of with a little bit of crud standing if you can, because then you have to go back and hit him again.
Everyone said I should just hit auto. I mean.
Well, I did not play on auto. I know Nukin said you autoed the first.
Yeah, I autoed to the third encounter, and right around the third encounter, I put it on auto basic, and then to the final encounter, I manually played it.
And so we can probably go through this once, and then after that, after we go through this once for the stream, then we can probably then show them, hey, we can just auto and then get to the like Nukin said.
Well, I'm doing auto right now just to
so much protection up and protection regen that the AI wasn't able to focus fire anyone down really most times.
Yeah, it's lagging. I don't know what's going on with the game. I guess it's because of the simulator.
Yeah, or it may be because you're effectively streaming on two different surfaces
Pretty
right
much,
now.
Yeah.
We may just have to watch it on stream.
Yeah, it's a bit laggy. Maybe you should stop sharing your screen.
It's still a little laggy.
At least we can read how much damage you're doing.
Good
On the
Lord.
plus side, right?
It's actually like really slow motion, then it speeds up, and I can't see the number.
I know. I don't know
It
what's
like
happening.
speeds up at the number,
I
right?
think it is
Yeah.
because we got so much stuff running to do this. So I think doing gameplay with everything that we have on the stream is what's causing the lag.
Yeah, you're running videos, you're running
I'm running
yourself,
so
and
much stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yep. But we can at least probably go through this once, and then we'll.
Yeah, we
Then
could
we'll
probably
see.
answer. Do we have another subject, or was
So we
this?
do have, so while you're playing, we
Yeah.
can go through. So you're doing that, and then I can go over here to questions.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have a bunch of questions. Let me scroll down here and see. So Corey Dahlmeyer says, Ranger, what kind of tobacco do you chew? I use Grizzly Long Cut Straight. So you want to tell them what you do, and then I'll tell them what I do.
I do Cherry Skull because the
Mhm.
the reason is back in the day,
Back in the day,
in the army is, everybody dips Copenhagen, but you get
Yep.
these crusty old NCOs and stuff that would always bum dips off you, and I got sick of it because they take half the can and put that old claw in there, and you like give it back to you like, well, thanks. Thanks for leaving me nothing, Of course, they outranked you, even though I was like an E6 and then E7, and they still outranked my ass. It's like, God, dog it, man. Don't you live on base too? Can't you get your own? It costs nothing. And then so I started doing Cherry Skull on purpose because they go, hey, can I get a dip? I'm like, sure, here you go. And they'd be like, that's Cherry Skull. I'm like, yeah, it is. Take it or leave it. Go somewhere else. And they left me alone, and I've been doing it ever since. So that's why. Now, Grande, what about you, my good man?
Copenhagen Wintergreen Long Cut.
There you go. All right.
That's me every time. All right. So, and I don't have a funny story to go with mine. That's just. It's just how it goes. Okay, Captain Blackbeard. Captain Blackbeard has a question. That's really for the whole panel. He says, my arena team is Rex, Lead, R2 with a number crunch, Zeta, Baze, Chirrut, and Nihilus. Should I put my next Zeta on Nihilus's unique Wound the Force or on R2's combat analysis? I kind of want to see what Smithy has to say. Smithy kind of he may have dropped off. I think Smithy dropped off. It gets late for him. So let's say Sir Loki, what do you think? Should he do R2's combat analysis, or should he do Nihilus's unique? If we go in here and we look at these, just to kind of refresh everybody on these. So let's read let's read Mr. Nihilus's unique. Nihilus's Wound the Force says at the start of each of his turn, Nihilus inflicts damage over time for 2 turns on a random enemy that does not already have a debuff. If all enemies are debuffed, inflict damage over time on a random enemy at the start of each enemy's turn. Nihilus inflicts health down on them for 2 turns. So that is Wound the Force. And then the other one, which he's talking about, which is on R2, and he's talking about R2's R2's first unique, which is while R2D2 is active, all allies gain 10% crit chance and 10% accuracy. While R2 is active, whenever a light side ally scores a critical hit, dispel all debuffs on them. So those are our 2 choices. Sir Loki, what do you think in his team is the better choice?
I'm going to say R2D2 at this point, because if your Arena Shard is full of Rex teams and you have a Zetaed unique Darth Nihilus, he's going to throw a debuff on a random enemy tune, and then Rex will do his cleanse. So speed up the whole team, and that's bad news. So I'm going to vote for R2D2 because the majority of his Arena team is light side characters anyway, and that dispel is
huge,
powerful.
Yeah. Nukin, what do you think? Nihilus unique or R2 unique on his particular team?
Well, the game is definitely geared towards more light side characters, and a lot of those Zetas for R2D2 are for light side characters. So position is more light side, or if your overall roster is more light side leaning, you're probably going to end up zetaing more light side characters as well, like Finn and Qui-Gon Jinn, and eventually, because there's just going to be ample, just a surplus of zetas that you're going to have towards the long term. You may be a little bit short right now, but eventually you'll have more light side zetas, and R2-D2 works on both of those teams as well. So if that's the way that you're going, then R2-D2. Otherwise, I would consider probably Darth Nihilus or a dark side zeta. I didn't catch what the actual current team was.
So his team is Rex, Lead, GK, Nihilus. I'm sorry, Rex, R2, Chirrut, Baze, and Nihilus.
So that team would really benefit from R2, I think. So yeah, I think R2-D2 right there. Darth Nihilus would really improve because the majority of that team doesn't really have too many debuffs. I mean, all you have is really Baze's speed down. You're relying more on that, and Darth Nihilus is like 1 damage over time. So if you're facing teams in your shard, and the only way that you're able to take out certain heroes like Kylo Ren and their Darth Nihilus and Zeta Savage is with your Darth Nihilus, and it's a matter of your Darth Nihilus going first. And the way that happens is by making sure that 4 or 5 of the enemy team is debuffed. So if you're able to go first, like your Darth Nihilus is faster, and that's happening, then avoid that unique Zeta and do R2 for sure. So it's kind of just you could go both ways. Eventually, you'll do both probably. I mean, unless you change teams. Hopefully, the triple cleanse team won't be around too much longer, because I think they're trying to introduce characters like Thrawn, the meta a little bit. So I think I would go R2-D2 and then probably wait to see, because by then there'll maybe be more characters similar to Thrawn that are designed to try to break up the triple cleanse team.
I'm good with that.
Great
Crazy. What do
answer.
you think?
Crazy. I think she went to
Nihilus unique.
I
or
think she went to go eat some chicken.
She may have gone.
Chicken.
I just got back. Can you?
Nihilus. Okay, so the team is Rex, Lead, Chirrut, Baze, Nihilus, and R2-D2. He already has a Zeta on R2-D2's number crunch. Should he Zeta combat analytics, or should he? I think that's what it's called, combat analysis, or should he Zeta Nihilus? And I think it's fearsome. Hold on, let me get back to it. It is, or should he wound in the force?
So the one on R2 is the cleanse on a critical hit, right?
Correct. That's it on light side characters.
But they're already running Chirrut, and was there Kenobi in there? No, but they also have Rex.
They have Rex and Baze.
I would say Nihilus, because they don't really have anyone else doing debuffs. Hard for Nihilus to get his Annihilate cooldown.
That's an interesting point.
That's come from an old-time player.
Yeah, so
thanks, old Daka.
There you go.
Check your elders.
Good, crazy.
13
Good.
cents.
That'll be $1.13.
Only odd number donation.
Yeah, okay. So the next, anybody else have any more opinions?
Now
on
we've
this
gotten to tier 3. I just want to say that we are at the tier 3 moment. So do I keep going
Great.
auto?
Switch to basics.
Switch to basics.
Okay, now we have another question here. This is from Grant Keaton, and his question is, who should be added to the game first? We have 3 choices here. Our first one is T, which for those who don't know, Shakti is that older looking Jedi that looks like Ahsoka Tano. They're the same species. She was part of the Jedi Order and part of the Jedi Council. Is Visla, and then Visla is a Mandalorian, and he was part of the Death Watch. Kind of like he was like the leader of the Death Watch during the Clone Wars period, and he also wielded the infamous Darksaber like Sabine does in what and what he's doing right now. So we're good. You can change that to where it'll let you pick, right? So where you can click the button and then you can click auto or you can click basic.
I did that already.
It'll let you choose on the fly. I know, but you can actually do it where it lets you don't have to go into those settings every time.
Oh, well.
You can just click auto and then it'll say basic, or you can choose. The third character is an oldie but a goodie. That's Jango Fett. So should we do Jango Fett, Pre Vizsla, or Shakti? We're gonna let Crazy answer this one first. Which character should be added first, do you think, Crazy?
I would like to see Shock T because I want to see a good Jedi.
Or is that just because you want 3 zebras on the field at one time?
3 zebras.
Sorry.
All right. We're in the Thrawn battle.
You could.
Okay, great.
Go ahead. I'm going to stop it. We'll wait till they're done answering, and then we'll do it.
All right, and then what do you think? Nukin, Shakti, Pre Vizsla, or Jango Fett?
Personally, I would like to see Pre Vizsla.
Okay.
Probably followed by Jango Fett, another Mandalorian, and lastly Shakti, because I think we have too many Jedi. I would really like to see the Mandalorian kind of be a thing. I think a lot of other people were hoping that Jango Fett, if it wasn't Thrawn, I was one of those players that, been pleasantly surprised if Jango Fett was also one of the fan favorites. So, I think Jango Fett second, and lastly Shakti. But it would be an interesting team of 3 zebras running around going pew pew. So.
Was that terrible that I said that out loud?
Yes, your hatred for zebras has become well known now, Grande.
Okay, so Sir Loki, you want to answer that? You want to answer that question? And by the way, you lost Zeb already.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance. He just
you gotta restart.
You gotta restart.
You gotta restart already. It's not even worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Don't even try.
I should just put on basic and lose. I mean,
you could put it on auto just to see what it does. Stick it on auto.
Experience the final encounter, but yeah, I found that if Zeb dies first, it's game over.
Yep.
True.
So just auto it with regular. But if you'll go into the gear button and you'll go to the auto setting, it'll say you get to choose. You go here and then settings. I can't remember where it is. But anyway, you get to choose. You get to change.
Yeah.
You get to change it if you go into if you hit the gear button, then you.
We'll wait till later because I'm just going to watch my team get obliterated, so it's fine.
See, there you go. Click auto back, and then you say all. You say, see where it says select options. That's what you need to hit at the bottom. The select option.
Well, I'll do that next time. Yeah,
whales learn every time. Okay, sorry, Sir Loki. Which one first?
I'm gonna say Shakti, and then I think Jedi need help in this game, and hopefully they bring out somebody good. So
nice.
maybe it's her, but no, it'd actually be the 4th zebra, right? Because you can run Ayla and her, and then 2 Ahsokas, right?
Well, so. but isn't Ayla actually a Twi'lek, not a Terlugra or whatever they're called?
No, they all look the same to me. So, but they all need help.
That's racist.
I'm not.
Unleash your racist tendencies.
Ranger, what do you think?
I think I just got my ass
Shakti,
kicked.
Pre Vizsla, or Jango?
Revan. What do we? I hate all those names. I want Revan.
Zeb is kind of zebra-like too.
God, is this turned into a zebra conversation?
You could put Zeb on the zebra team.
This team is zebra. So
we're gonna make zebras great again.
To Darth Bella, she did a video she posted on her channel a couple hours ago. She called it the Blue Man Group. And I was laughing really hard at that. So in the Blue Man group, was Ayla, R2D2,
Fives and
no, and fives.
Yeah.
That was the Blue Man group.
So, like, I present to you.
And then she had that song playing in the background, the boo dabba dee dabba da.
That was so awesome. So I personally want Django Fett first, and I want Django Fett to be baller.
And he'll be
then I want
blue, and you
Previous
can add him
and
to
then
the blue
lastly,
team.
I want Shakti. So that's it. So
No
that's
one's
it.
saying
Same
Revan.
page there, Randy.
Revan, what is
I get
happening?
it. Okay, so now our next question after that group is from Eric S. The coming soon on ship's hardware abilities has been there for 6 months. Any thoughts on what we might see in those slots? Along with already leaked new. No, it probably has nothing to do with the new. It's probably something similar to a mod. I don't know if you'll upgrade it or you'll combine them or who knows. I mean, it could be like a jewel or a gem that you stick on the. You're gonna cyber crystal like a lightsaber crystal into the hardware slot, and it's gonna change the color of your. You know what? That's what they need. They need to do a kyber crystal. You stick it in there, and what happens is whenever you do that, if you stick a blue one on a Geonosian soldier, then now you end up with a blue ship. So now you can tell the damn Geonosians apart. That's exactly what needs to happen. And if you stick a red one or you stick a green one on Wedge or Biggs, then all of a sudden you get to see the difference between Wedge and Biggs because one is red and one is blue or one is green. That's exactly what In fact, Eric Dess, that is what's happening, and I want you to make a petition and put it on there called hashtags I don't know which Geonosian I'm using.
Well, they did make the pilots viewable on the top right. Did you notice that?
Yes, I know. That was done like a few weeks
So not only did we learn that Grant is racist against zebras, he's racist against Geonosian soldiers. It's really starting to add up here.
No,
they all look the same. I can't tell them apart.
Oh my gosh! So no, I have no clue what hardware does. Does anybody on the panel have a clue what hardware does? I don't.
No idea what it's going to do. If it's, I'm
No
assuming make the ship a little bit more powerful. Maybe another ability or something. I don't know.
That'd be sweet. Those would all be cool things. To do with ship's hardware. Yep.
But
Baylor says Baylor asked a question. Baylor asked a question on thoughts on a GK lead team and mods. So Nukin and the Republic have done a bunch of theory crafting on this. I know.
Yes.
So has Sir Loki.
Yes.
So probably you guys need to theory craft more about what a Nihilist lead would look like and who it would be. Sir Loki and Nukin.
Don't forget about our old timer Crazy.
That's right, old Daka. We'll let old Daka think about it too for a minute. But Nukin, what do you think about that team?
We got to get Crazy one of those old DACA wigs. I think that would be pimp.
You can cook her chicken in an old DACA wig. Okay. that came out way worse than I meant it. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Oh God! Mom, she just told me to get in the kitchen already, Grande.
Grande's such a hater tonight.
You better be barefoot and pregnant when you're in there. God dang it! It's all like my women. Like I like my zebras and my Geonosian soldiers.
I just keep sticking my foot in my mouth real bad. We're gonna try to stop it. It is right now today.
Prison's changed you a lot, Grande. I mean, you weren't like this before.
Prison. Yeah, prison is terrible. Nukin, Dark Nihilist team.
I think if you're gonna run a Darth Nihilist lead, that means that you should take a look at the top 20 in your arena shard, and if like 12 to 16 of those guys in the top 20 are running Rex lead, then it's probably a good idea to strongly consider Darth Nihilist being your leader. And then if you're going to run Darth Nihilist, you're probably going to want to run a few extra Sith, like at least 4 of them. And some good Sith to run would be like Emperor Palpatine.
That's a whole team of Sith.
What?
You said 4 others, so that's a whole team of Sith, right?
Well, Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Three others. Whoops. Yeah. Thanks, Sherlocky. Yeah, you should run around 3 other Sith. You could run all 5, like Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, stuff like that. But if you want to run only like 3 others, then you can put like General Kenobi as your tank as well. I think that a guildmate of mine just Zeta Count Dooku, and that actually works, even though they're not gaining protection. It's still really strong, and that'll be pretty good. You can also run B2 Super Battle Droid, even though he's not a Sith. That team kind of lacks a little bit of D-spell if you're not running General Kenobi, which means you're not going to be getting assist on the basic from Darth Nihilus. So sometimes you need some extra D-spell. But yeah, Sith Trooper is really strong on that team.
Very strong.
Emperor Palpatine becomes much stronger. And if the other team doesn't have healing immunity, like even Emperor Palpatine ends up living through most of the match because they'll just take him almost down and then he'll just heal right back up. So what do you think, Sir Loki?
I agree with you. I think Sith Assassin's a must. I think you got to run her. I'm on the fence about Sith Trooper now. I do like that Sith Assassin and Sith Trooper, that their basics do go through protection. So that's very useful, especially against triple cleanse, because
it might also be useful against a Thrawn team. You know what I mean? I hadn't even thought about that till just now. But
yeah, I mean, generally everybody forgets about health, so everybody has like, I think General Kenobi, if you don't even touch his health, he only has like 27,000, which is really nothing. He's gonna have like 60,000 protection, but then he's got like 27,000 health. So Sith Assassin, if you mod her up right, she can one shot him, or Sith Trooper is gonna counterattack and his counter is gonna go through protection. So that's something to point out. But the issue I have with Sith Trooper now, honestly, is if you dispel his taunt, I mean, it takes him forever to get it back up again.
He's slow as dirt, man.
Recover, it's tough because the only Sith there that has a low cooldown is Sith Assassin with her 2. Every other Sith has like a 3-turn, 4-turn. Vader's got a 5-turn cooldown. So just keep that in mind, because you want Sith Trooper to be taunting a lot, and it's really easy to dispel him because everybody runs Nihilus, right? So just keep that in mind. And then the other thing to keep in mind, I'll just add it to what Nukin mentioned, make sure you got the mods too, because you can't use any crit damage or critical chance mods. So if you don't have a lot of good protection triangles and stuff like that, I wouldn't even do a Nihilus lead, honestly, if you don't got the mods for it. Because to put crit damage and critical chance on your Nihilus-led Sith, it doesn't do any good. It's a waste, yeah. So that's probably the most important thing is, anybody, you can always run a Nihilus lead, but if you don't got the mods for it, I wouldn't even attempt it. And at this point, I wouldn't even try to farm mods for just a Nihilus-led team, because
I would agree.
It's difficult.
So if Sir Loki, if you could put any type of mod set, what would the 2 best mod sets be for a Darth Nihilus lead, predominantly Sith team? If you could pick 1 or 2 mod sets for them.
So I would do
defense.
I would do a defense set on Sith Trooper if you got it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why defense secondaries are super low. Like I challenge anybody, if you look at your whole mod inventory, if you got a defense secondary more than 30, I think that thing's gold, man. That's like a 20 speed secondary in my opinion. It just doesn't exist for some reason. But if you get his armor up to like over 45% or 50%, he's going to take a lot of damage, which is pretty awesome. And then he's going to be gaining back his health with the Nihilus lead.
Mm-hmm.
So I challenge anybody, if you're gonna try to throw a bunch of defense on him, and just try it. So that's how I would mod Sith Trooper. Sith Assassin is just pure speed. You got to get her. If you can get her close to like 270, 280, I think you're golden for your arena shard. I think it's hard to beat any team with a really fast Sith Assassin with a lot of Sith, because she's going to speed up everybody anyway. Nihilus, probably do like all protection primaries. I mean with the speed arrow, but it's like protection primaries, and then maybe just health. Just get the health pool really high, so you can do like offense secondaries as well on Darth Nihilus, just because if you put a lot of damage and they attack with their basics, then they're going to gain back that much health, right? So that's very important. Who else would be on the team? Probably like Dooku. Dooku. Yep. I mean, you can't go wrong with an offense set, right? But those are just it takes a certain team to farm those, because that's dedication right there, right?
It is.
Not everybody's. Yeah, not everybody. It's not optimal to put an offense set on everybody like it is if you have a crit damage set or a speed set or something like that. So definitely speed secondaries, and then just like offense thirds or whatever you want to call it is something to look out for. But definitely speed sets for the Sith Assassin, and then maybe offense for maybe like Dooku and even Palpatine if you're going to run him, and then Nihilus as well, and then Sith Trooper with the defense set, and then I don't know. I mean, even Savage too. If you put a lot of
Savage is awesome on the team. I was getting ready to say that, especially because he has a cleanse, and that team's missing a cleanse. So if you're not going to run GK, it seems like you need to run Savage Opress on that team. Dooku is almost a must on that team. He becomes almost another Nihilus as far as someone that you have to annihilate. You almost can't. You get to leave him alone, and then when it's his turn, it's his turn. So that leaves you basically 3 characters that you have to annihilate. You have to annihilate Oppress, you have to annihilate Dooku, and you have to annihilate Nihilus, which means that not very many people can beat that team. The challenge there is it does have a couple of weak links. One of its weak links is Sith Assassin, but I think she's needed on the team. And then you got to figure out your 5th. You got to figure out if you're running somebody like Palp, or if you're going to run somebody like Kylo Ren, or if you're going to run somebody like, General Kenobi on that team in that other spot. I don't know. It's cool. Crazy. You got anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's crazy. Old Doc excuses.
So I've only ever, with my Rex team, I've only ever faced one Nihilus team that beat me, and they like me on a silver platter my butt. Like, here you go. None of them had died. It was horrible. But every other time I've just like wiped the floor with them. So I'm guessing that one team that I fought, I've never found them again on my arena.
They were modded correctly.
Yeah,
probably.
I guess
it sounds like they did their homework. That's what it sounds like.
I'm really unimpressed with Sith Trooper.
Agreed.
Especially
why? Because he's a man.
He's not a zebra.
He's not a zebra.
He's not a zebra.
He's not a Geonosian.
Mm.
I don't know. I can see if it's not modded correctly, it's terrible.
Yeah,
and that's basically what you're saying. It's the same thing Sir Loki was saying, is that if someone doesn't understand the mechanics and they're like, sweet, I'm going to run all this crit damage on my Savage Opress, and then all of a sudden Savage is not hitting those massive hits like he does before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question, and I want to send this one to Crazy first, is and then we'll go Crazy, Nukin, and then Sir Loki. This question is tips for the tier 1 of the Flash event. This is the one with Ezra, Hera, and Kanan. This is the one with the Imperial box and the Rebel box, and you've noticed we now have more boxes. Has anybody noticed that?
Boxes.
If you select them, and then you guys answer that question, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was actually Nukin that helped me figure out he did a video on it. I didn't realize, I kept trying over and over and I could not succeed, and I was like, what the hell is going on with this tier? And because if you like destroy the boxes in the first couple of encounters, they don't really do much. Maybe if you find the ones that they say explosives on them, they won't really do much damage, but the third encounter, the last one, they do massive damage. So you have to destroy the boxes first. And then you're golden. It's super easy. It takes down almost all their health. So it's kind of tricky. But once you figure that out, you're good to go.
Yeah, I think each one you just have to kind of figure out each one how they work and knock them out. But it's only you know what I hated. I did that one, figured it out, and then it's like, well, you've completed for the day. What? I want to do the other ones. Why do I get to do one? You only have them for certain times, so I get to do one a day, but I have 4 chances. But if I complete it, then I don't get any more chances. I don't understand that.
Yep.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Thanks to Blake Ward for the $25, wants to buy new quote unquote in-game content. That's not an odd number though, but thank you.
Oh, God, what?
I mean, it is an odd number, but the cents aren't odd. Get it right.
The cents. I mean the cents. The flash event.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna. If we could give new game content, trust me, we would be all over it, man. Trust me. But thank you, Mr. Blake. Go ahead, Mr. Nukin. I'm sorry about that.
Going towards the flash event, there's like blue boxes and there's white boxes, and I think the white ones are the ones that really explode and do the most damage. They are labeled differently, and then the real key flash event is the final encounter. Sometimes due to RNG, you're able to knock out both of the explosive boxes before the stormtroopers taunt, and then they're down to 1 HP after that. So if one box explosion is not enough to beat the event for you, then just retreat out and redo the event to the point where you are able to trigger both of the explosive boxes, and then it's a piece of cake after that.
Yep. And I am trying to get to the stream question since Grande.
I'm here. I'm back.
Good. Okay, good. Oh, okay, good. We pulled that one a little bit longer. Okay, so sorry.
All right. Okay, so Chai Bears,
Bears,
Chicago Bears,
Bears.
362 says, Nihilus Unique, I have Zeta. It's not working with tenacity up now.
It's not?
I have no idea. I don't have a Zeta Nihilus.
Anybody know about this?
I don't think it ever did. It
shouldn't. It shouldn't work. The only thing
because it's a debuff.
The only thing that should work is his AOE. That's the only one that's going to work through tenacity up. I don't think it's ever worked through tenacity up before. So there you go. The next question we have is from DJ Benvira. He says, "Who's a better Zeta, R2 or Yoda? Double Zeta R2 better than double Zeta Yoda? Question mark." So my first thought is double Zeta R2. It's got so many more possibilities. But I want to send that out to the crew here. Sir Loki, what do you think? Double Zeta R2 or double Zeta Yoda?
Definitely R2.
I'm with you.
I agree.
Can I ask, what is Yoda's lead Zeta?
So Yoda's lead Zeta. If we look at Mr. Yoda, I always have to bring it back up.
Jedi allies gain 30% tenacity and gain 30% turn meter whenever they resist the debuff, and whenever they suffer a debuff, they gain the tenacity up for 1 turn until the end of that turn. So the Zeta portion
adds the tenacity up.
Yeah, adds that tenacity up and increases the tenacity by and turn meter gain by 5%.
I can't imagine though that you would be running Yoda lead very often.
No.
I mean, you got to be wicked fast. I mean, you'd be running Qui-Gon lead because Foresight is almost the same as tenacity up, even though it's just for 1 hit. I still think that Yoda would be better than
sorry, Eric S. just donated 314 and said, "Eat pie, bitches."
That's nice. Eat pie. Oh,
not pie as in pie, but pie as in the
pie as in pie, as in the number pi. So the next
representation 2/7.
Anybody disagree? Double Zeta R2 is better than double Zeta Yoda.
I agree.
Simple one to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Dark Grape says, thoughts on Zeta Thrawn. He says he has a Zeta Maul and he runs Sith in Arena. Now I know there's a bunch of videos about potentially running Thrawn on a I'm guessing if you Zeta Maul, that means we want to keep your Zeta Maul lead on Thrawn on the team. So if we look at Thrawn's, so whenever we talk about this, that means that we are not doing Thrawn's leader, we are doing Thrawn's unique. Thrawn's unique is Thrawn has a 100% counter chance, 100% tenacity, and 50% speed, minus 50% speed whenever his enemies are fractured. Whenever any enemy is fractured, whenever another ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, the ally gains 15% turn meter, and if any enemies are fractured, and if any enemies are fractured, Thrawn and fractured enemies lose 15% turn meter. So, thoughts on a Maul team, a Zeta Maul team with Thrawn on it? Sir Loki, go.
Actually, I got a rant about Zeta Thrawn, his unique. So you see that 100% counter chance?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he would counterattack every single time he gets attacked. He doesn't. So there's even though it says 100%.
What is going on? I'm sorry. Trask Raven just donated $50. He said Proxfinity gets a cameraman.
That's how Proxfinity gets a cameraman. He sure can. Proxfinity needs to get a damn cameraman. I'm with you there. Because he's basically walking around with a selfie stick, or he's in his bedroom. Either way, Proxfinity needs another choice. That's hilarious.
And a green screen.
And a green screen. Oh, God.
Oh, go ahead and continue. Look, I'm sorry, that just hit me. God, the chat is killing us tonight.
No worries, man. Awesome.
I mean, they're donating, which is fantastic, much appreciated. But the stuff
We
they're
definitely
saying,
appreciate it.
It's the comments, man, that are killing us.
The comments are hilarious with it, dude.
I did the off-skewed
Yeah.
donations. Oh yeah, well here's $2.67. Take that and suck it. What is going on tonight?
So you were gonna say it's broken where he doesn't have a 100% counter chance, right?
So good.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's like, if I put a bunch of potency on like somebody and they have 124% potency, that still doesn't mean they're gonna land a debuff, right? So take that into consideration that I did Zeta his unique. I was expecting him to counterattack every single time, and he does not. So whether that's working as intended, I have no clue. So,
and 100% tenacity still means you can get a debuff, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so 100% tenacity means you can still get a debuff.
I hate it, man.
Well, what if you had 200% tenacity?
You could still get a
debuff.
You can still get a debuff with 200% tenacity. It is possible.
This sounds like this sounds like new math. What the hell is it? What is that? That doesn't even make sense.
I'm gonna go off.
I can 100% resist anything you throw at me, except I can't.
I'm gonna mention as well that I don't want to take up too much time out of the question, but it's like, you ever notice with Rex, he gives tenacity up, right? And then you just can't debuff him at all.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you throw potency up on a character, they still don't land their debuff. So they really need to fix that if they're going to fix anything. I think tenacity up, basically their tenacity up means irresistible, right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, but going back to the question, so just keep that in mind, that he does not counterattack 100%. Okay, just keep that in mind. The 100% means just as much as having 100% tenacity. You're still going to get debuff. Then the second part of it is whenever another ally or Empire ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, if any enemies are fractured, the fractured enemy loses 15% turn meter. So if you're running a Sith team,
what are you going to run? You're going to run Vader and Alp and Thrawn and Sith Assassin under a under a mall lead. I mean, that would maybe do the best. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, I wouldn't put Vader in there just because of this Zeta. I actually wouldn't even run Palpatine anymore in a Zeta Mall squad because he's too squishy. So, I would take it at that. I think Thrawn is perfect without the Zeta. It's not going to be. You're not going to be climbing 20 spots in arena if he's Zeta Thrawn. I guess is my point.
Okay.
But what if he was a zebra?
So, so the next
Crazy, your thoughts?
Or if he's a Smurf guy, the blue Smurf. So
Yes, Smurfs or zebras? Go crazy.
Huh?
Smurf, Blue Man Group or Zebra Group?
Zebra.
Okay, so
now we
Drake
know that
asked the
crazy
question-
is racist against blue people. We're learning a lot.
I'm telling you.
What
So this
is
the last
happening
question.
in
You ready?
chat? Slash Vanneroads just donated $21.87, and then he said,
Nice.
"Just got 7-star Thrawn after 3 hours. Here's my first interest payment to Wells Fargo."
My interest payment to Wells Fargo. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. I hope everybody. I want everybody in this stream right now to get a 7-star Thrawn by all means.
You get a 7-star Thrawn, and you get a 7-star Thrawn. But only if you go to Wells Fargo.
Good. This is our last question. It is from Grim.
Oh God.
And Grim asks, this is one for the panel.
Oh.
So, Team Whopper or Team Quarter Pounder?
What the hell?
Nukin, Team Whopper or Team Quarter Pounder?
Team Quarter Pounder.
All right. Sir Loki, Team Whopper or Team Quarter Pounder?
I'm gonna say Whopper, man, because I remember when Whoppers were 99 cents, and I'll leave it at that.
Dang. Yeah. Okay. Crazy. Team Whopper or Team Quarter Pounder?
Can I be Team In and Out?
You could totally be Team In and Out.
That's not part of the question.
Then Quarter Pounder.
I thought she was going to say
But
Team
I thought she
4x4.
was going to say Chick-fil-A.
There are so many comments that I could do, that I could say.
Chick-fil-A's good.
Whenever she says that, but I'm gonna leave it alone, because if I don't leave it alone, I'll stick my foot in my mouth. Ranger, Team Whopper, Team Quarter Pounder.
Neither. I don't eat that crap. So.
Oh damn!
Oh.
I don't eat that crap anymore. I'm sorry. I don't eat fast food. I think they're both garbage, and they really are garbage.
He doesn't eat meat because he's a veterinarian. Okay?
No, I
Guys?
do eat meat. I eat meat that's actually meat. Now back to the In-N-Out question. Smurfs or zebras in relation to that? Crazy, go.
Zebras.
Okay, there we go. So we've got our definitive answer. Grande, anything you want to add?
I'm it. I'm done. That's all I got.
Scared, are you? Scared to say something now? Oh, great beardless
I'm leaving it alone.
That's
right. No. I've done enough.
That's right.
I've done enough.
All right.
For today.
So I think that's all the questions.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right. So what we are going to do? Everyone's asking me about Thrawn. Okay. I can't get the damn thing to work. It's lagging. I don't know what's going on. So I shut the gameplay down. We'll figure something out. But what we'll do afterwards is we'll go into the Discord like we always do. I'll have my mic on. You won't be able to see the visual, but you'll be hear Grande and Nukin will go in afterwards. That's if Nukin's available. And they can yell at me while I'll share my screen. We'll do the event, and then you can hear them yelling at me as I do stupid things. It'll be entertaining. So we're going to do that for after our after show that we do, where we go to Discord and everybody hangs out, and Crazy burns her fingers, and Grande sticks his foot in his mouth about zebras and blue people. Loki builds lightsabers, and Nukin controls all the madness. So, that being said, I think it's time to end the stream. So let's do that. So, let's go around and pimp our stuff. I want to pimp Loki first today, because man, oh man, when you guys see what he did for Finn's lightsaber, holy moly, the free holy, was that some amazing stuff. It's crazy when you see that lightsaber he built for Finn. You're going to be like, I want one. It's incredible. It really is. I mean, not that mine isn't pimp, mine is, but he did a little special extra sauce stuff to Finn's lightsaber that made it really amazing.
Super cool.
Yeah. So Loki, tell people about your lightsaber stuff. Tell people about your channel. Go.
Thank you. So you can catch me on YouTube. I got a little channel right now, so I'm just doing. You can check out some of the lightsaber builds I'm doing. And I put Finn's video up if you want to see exactly what it is and all the features and stuff. But been doing arena battles. So for me, Zader's been making a comeback. I think that Zader team I'm running, you can see the videos on, is just an amazing team right now, and it's scaring all the Rex teams away in my shard. So everybody's, I'm forcing everybody to remod Zol or whoever to try to take it down, and I'm pretty happy with it. But if you search YouTube, it's Sir Loki, Sirloki. I did have one question for the panel real quick, and I know Nukin did an Ahsoka video, if you don't mind. And this is actually a really quick question. So I noticed when she does her meditate, I think that's the one where she takes all the debuffs and all that. Do you guys notice that if she collects a bunch of healing over time and then she does meditate, it takes all the heals over time and compresses them into one? Is that working as intended, you think?
She's only supposed to collect one unique buff, so if there's multiple healing over times, it's just going to always be one over her head.
Okay, so the scenario is like with Chirrut, right? So Chirrut gives healing over time over everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if she collects like one or two, and then she pops meditate, she loses all the ones that she collected first, and then it gets compressed into one.
Gotcha.
So I have an issue with that, because if you read it, it just says she collects a debuff from a buff from everybody, but it doesn't say that she loses the buffs that's on her now and it gets consolidated. So, anyway, just food for thought on that, because I don't think it's working as intended, but what do I know? So,
I mean, her whirlwind is per type, so maybe that's why she's only supposed to take one per type, because she only uses one per type. Maybe it doesn't say it, so it should.
Man, I'm gonna have to. I don't play with her enough to be able to know, really. So I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at my Fulcrum Ahsoka videos to see if that happened and I missed it.
I stupidly have a 7-star Ahsoka that I never used, but I started reading it and I was like, I don't know if that's working. I mean, like what Crazy just said right now doesn't make a difference, but still, she could have 5 healing over time, right? And then when you pop meditate, she loses them all. So anyway, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in Discord.
That's right. And if you want a lightsaber from Loki, pay the man. He does incredible work. Do it. Support him.
Agree.
That's right.
Totally
Hadouken! You have quite a lot of pimp, so go for it, my friend. You got your own channel? You got the podcast. I mean, go for it, brother.
I want to say real fast. I want to answer Sir Loki's question. If you go to my latest Fulcrum Ahsoka video from June 19th, just a few days ago, at 38 seconds in, she has 2 healing over time buffs over her head. So I think that is working right there.
Is that after meditate?
Yes, after meditate.
I will double check. Thank you for
38
checking.
seconds in there. Cool. I want to pimp out my stuff yet. While you're there, my YouTube channel is Nukin Republic. Nice. Subscribe to me. I make lots of videos, and we're Crazy and I are also on a podcast, the SWGOH In-Depth Podcast. If you add .com to that, we have a website. If you don't want to visit the website, you can also listen to our podcast on Google Play and Google iTunes. Just search for SWGOH, and we do a podcast, a regular episode once a week. We typically record on Saturdays. We invite special guests. We've invited a lot of the people that are on here on this panel as well. Mm-hmm. And we look forward to, if you want to listen to our content, and we invite everyone to participate. We have a Republic server where if you just want to hang out there as well. But we will see you guys at the after party on the Reality Skew Gamers Discord.
Absolutely. And we need to get back on there, Grande. We haven't been on there in a while.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Discord or on the SWGOH in depth. Yeah, we need to get back on SWGOH.
No, not Discord. Why would you think Discord? They're on all the time.
I'm on Discord all the time.
Prison has really changed you, man. I mean, what is happening?
You're like a different person.
You really are. I don't know you anymore. You've changed, Grande, and not for the best. I
Such
swear.
a zebra hater too.
I know. Blue
right?
people, Geonosians, women. I mean, it's just awful tonight. Speaking of women, see how I segue there? Crazy.
Thank God. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, you're gonna get it, Grande. You of course you're on the podcast, but you also have your own channel now. Tell people about it.
I do. I have my own YouTube channel. Nukin was kind enough to include, because it's kind of hard to find because the name is Crazy Excuses, and apparently when you Google for Crazy Excuses, you find a bunch of like lawyer stuff. So Nukin was very kind and has me as a featured channel on his channel, and his is easy to find because he's like an Uber celebrity.
Uber celebrity.
Uber, not lead.
Yeah, in his own mind. Uber celebrity in his own mind.
That wasn't my words.
I know. I know, and I'm glad.
In my mind, I'm like a god. I'm a Greek god.
But yeah, I kind of I've been playing this game for so long. At this point, I just kind of like goof off with it and have fun with it. The last video I posted, it seemed like people really enjoyed it. It was the one where McMull recorded me messing around with the iPads.
Yeah.
Yes,
that was a really fun video.
Where she picked
so if you just want to kind of laugh and watch me totally mess up, that's a good channel.
It's a giggle fest. That's what it is. It's awesome. Yeah. I enjoy it thoroughly. So please help support Nukin, help support Loki, help support Crazy and all their stuff. They were kind enough to be here tonight, and we really appreciate it. And then for us, Grande, you want to pimp this stuff tonight, or do you want me to do it?
You do it.
Okay, because I think you've caused enough damage.
That's right. I have definitely caused enough damage.
All right, so first of all, thank you everybody, all of our fans, for subscribing, for donating. It's so appreciated, and
we really appreciate it.
Yes, and I will be getting a new mic soon because of it, along with some other stuff we've got planned. I guess my breathing when I'm not paying attention is pretty bad. So we've got to get me a new mic. I'll get a nice one. So, but thank you all. Not only that, we're over 1,500 subscribers now and growing.
Nice.
Our views are going out the roof. So that's all thanks to you guys to support us, to watch the content that we put out, enjoy the stream that we do here and on Saturday. So kudos to you guys. Much appreciated. We try to get to your questions as much as possible. Speaking of that, we do have our own Discord. It's linked here on the bottom of the description of the channel of this stream that you're seeing right now. So you can go down there. You can come in there anytime. We've got amazing people that are in our Discord all the time that will answer your questions, that'll help you out, especially if you're a new player. That's what we live for. We've had a ton of requests for roster reviews. We're going to try to get to it. Real life is just kicking us in the gut. It's been really difficult, but we're going to try to start knocking some more of those out. Those have been madly requested, so we're going to keep doing that some more. New games coming down the pipe, but keep liking, keep subscribing, tell your friends, tell your family. Give us a thumbs up, leave comments. We love interacting on the YouTube videos after they're done, your thoughts and things. And then in Discord, you can always find us on Discord. And then I think that's it. Now, what's going to happen now is we're going to go to Discord. I'm going to keep everybody here share my screen so we can actually do do this Thrawn event. So this should be quite entertaining. Grande and Nuke and everybody yelling at me. So
by the way, if anybody else is having trouble where they've got the characters, but they know they only have a few hours left for Thrawn, come to our Discord.
Yeah.
And between the combination of myself and Nukin and a bunch of other people there, in the next 6 hours, we might be able to help you remod and get your and get your Thrawn. You busted your butt to get all the stars. Let's try to maximize that as best we can.
Yeah. So hopefully
definitely coming.
Hopefully watching me bumble around will help you. So all right, we're gonna head to the Discord, and so we'll see you guys there. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on Saturday, which will be our next stream, which will be the Jedi Academy at 10 a.m. Eastern. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thanks, especially to Dr. Finn Medicine Woman and his new lightsaber. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.